Hey everyone, and welcome back to the AI Tech Talk channel. If you're here with us, you're probably the kind of person who likes to know what's happening in the world of tech, how the best teams are building the future, right? And we love breaking down all the complex stuff into something you can actually use.
Absolutely. Glad to be here, ready to get into it.
Me too. I'm Aaron, and today we've got Talia with us. We're going to be talking about something that really is the foundation of every app, every website, every piece of software we use, like the hidden structure behind it all. The software development lifecycle, or SDLC.
Yeah, it really is the heart of the matter. We're going deep into the steps that the entire software industry uses to take an idea and, turn it into a working piece of software that actually does what it's supposed to.
So when we say SDLC, it's not just like one big jump, right? It's a whole process at different stages. We actually found 6 key phases in our research. Let's start with the first one, the requirements phase. What's the main idea here?
It's like, imagine you're ordering a custom-built computer. This phase is where we figure out exactly what you want it to do. Like, what programs will you run? That's the functional stuff, like the user interface, how it looks, and how different parts connect. And then how fast does it need to be? How secure? That's the non-functional stuff, like performance, security, all of that.
So you're making sure you build the right thing before you actually build it.
Exactly. We talk to everybody involved, maybe use some questionnaires, really try to nail down every detail. And then we document everything. You've got things like the Requirements Specification Document and the User Requirements Document.
Lots of documents, lots of specifics.
Yeah, but getting this right up front saves a lot of headaches later on.
Yeah, no one wants to build the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you know exactly what you need, what's next?
That's where we move into the design phase.
Oh.
This is where we figure out how we're going to build that computer. We design the whole architecture, the database, the user interface, every little detail of how everything will work together.
So if the requirements phase is the what, the design phase is the how.
You got it. This is where you get all those documents like system design documents, database blueprints, interface designs. It's basically the detailed construction blueprint before you even start building. Having a good plan here makes everything so much smoother down the line.
It's like having a good recipe before you start baking, right? Okay, so after the design, then comes the actual building, the development phase.
Yeah, this is where the programmers take over and start writing all the code based on those design documents.
So they're putting all the pieces together.
Right. And an interesting thing is they already start testing at this stage. It's called unit testing. It's like making sure each individual key on your keyboard works before assembling the whole keyboard.
Testing as you go makes sense.
Yep. And the output. You've got the actual code itself, documentation on the coding standards they used, and reports from those initial unit tests.
And once everything is built, you've got to make sure it works perfectly. That's where the testing phase comes in.
This is where we really put the software through its paces. We're talking functional testing, performance testing, security testing, regression testing, all kinds of tests.
What are all those different tests?
Functional testing is about making sure the software does what it's supposed to. Performance testing is checking how fast it runs. Security testing is looking for any vulnerabilities. And regression testing makes sure any new changes haven't messed up anything that was already working.
Wow, that's a lot of testing. What do you get out of that?
Lots of documentation, test plans, test cases, test scripts, bug reports, test summaries. Everything you need to prove it works. It's like a final exam before releasing the software.
You got to make sure everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Then comes the deployment phase. This is where it goes live, right?
Exactly. This is when the software is installed in the actual environment where people will be using it. There's moving data, configuring the system, even training users on how to use it. The key outputs are a detailed deployment plan, installation guides, release notes for users, and final system configuration files.
That sounds pretty complex. And after it's out there, what happens then?
That brings us to the last phase, maintenance.
So it's not just set it and forget it.
Not at all. This is all about ongoing support, fixing any bugs that come up, providing updates, making sure the software keeps running smoothly. You'll have things like maintenance plans, problem reports, update files, user manuals, troubleshooting guides. It's like keeping that computer in tip-top shape.
Like regular maintenance for your car, but for software.
Exactly.
So looking at the big picture, the SDLC is basically the fundamental framework for building any software.
You got it. It's that structure that takes you from idea to working software and beyond. And, a lot of people think that newer ways of developing software like Agile are replacing the SDLC, but they're really just building on it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they just offer more flexible ways to manage those phases.
So the core principles are still there. We're not going to go deep into Agile and Scrum today, but we'll definitely cover them in future episodes.
Definitely. We'll have to do a deep dive into that soon.
Well, I think this has been a super informative look at the software development lifecycle. From figuring out what you need all the way to keeping it running smoothly. It's a lot more than just writing code.
It definitely is. And understanding this process is key to creating great software.
That's a great point. Thanks for joining us today, Talia.
Happy to be here.
And thanks to all of you for tuning into the AI Tech Talk channel. We hope this deep dive into the SDLC gave you a better idea of how all the software you use every day gets built. Be sure to join us next time as we explore more exciting topics in the world of tech. Until then, goodbye.